Think you'd never miss a flight? Think again. People miss planes every day for stuff that's so avoidable, it's painful. Like left your passport in the Uber kind of avoidable. And the worst part, it happens more often than you'd think. These 10 mistakes, they catch even smart travelers by surprise. Don't be one of them. Cutting it way too close. Let's start with the obvious. Showing up late. Here's the thing. What feels on time might actually be too late, especially if you're flying internationally or from a big hub like Heathrow, JFK, or LAX. Airlines recommend arriving 2 hours early for domestic flights and 3 for international. But that's not just them being cautious. It's because check-in lines, security delays, and even shuttle buses from the parking lot can eat up way more time than you'd expect. And yes, TSA pre-check or fast track helps, but it's not a cheat code for bad timing. One flat tire, one long line, one unexpected bag check, and suddenly you're sprinting through the terminal like you're in Home Alone. Except this time, they're not holding the gate. So yeah, be early. Then be glad you were. Ignoring airline app alerts. This one's sneaky. Most travelers download the airline app for their boarding pass, then never open it again. Huge mistake. Those push notifications, they're gold. Flight changes, gate swaps, delay updates, even early boarding calls. They show up there first, way before they announce it over a scratchy airport speaker. I've seen people miss flights because they were sitting at the wrong gate for 2 hours. The app told them the gate changed. They just didn't check. Don't be that guy. Set notifications to on and actually read them. It's one tap that could save your whole trip. Not checking your passport expiry. Yes, even if it's valid. Here's a crucial little travel fact. Your passport can technically be valid and still get you turned away. A lot of countries require 6 months of validity from your return date, not your departure. So if your passport expires in, say, 4 months, you might get all the way to check-in before they break the news you're not flying today. It's brutal. And it happens a lot more than you'd think. Always check your destination's entry rules. And if you're cutting it close, renew early. Trust me, missing your flight because of a passport that looks fine is the kind of mistake you only make once. Booking the wrong airport. Yes, that's a thing. Sounds ridiculous, right? But it happens all the time, especially in cities with multiple airports, like London, New York, or Paris. 1 minute you're heading to Heathrow. Turns out your flight's out of Gatwick. And now you're an hour away from the plane that's already boarding. Even worse, thinking that you're booking a flight to a city like San Jose, Costa Rica, and you really booked a trip to San Jose, California. I've seen it happen. Some booking sites list nearby airports together, and if you're not paying attention, it's easy to pick the wrong one without realizing it. Always double check the airport code, not just the city, and confirm it again the day before. Because showing up at the wrong terminal is frustrating, but showing up at the wrong airport or country, that's game over, man. Underestimating security delays. You'd think TSA or airport security would be predictable, but nope. One random morning and the line's wrapped around the terminal like it's Black Friday. Maybe there's a staffing issue. Maybe 5 flights are leaving at once. Or maybe someone forgot they had a full bottle of shampoo in their carry-on and now everyone's stuck behind them while their bag gets double scanned. Even if you've breezed through security before, don't gamble on it being quick this time. Give yourself breathing room. Rushing through a security line is one of the most stressful ways to start a trip. And if you cut it too close, you might not even get past the belt. Not printing a backup of your boarding pass. We all love going digital until your phone dies, the app crashes, or the airport scanner just refuses to read your screen. And of course, this always seems to happen when you're already late. Having a physical backup takes 5 seconds to print at home, but it can save you from a full-on panic spiral at the gate, especially in places with poor Wi-Fi or older check-in systems. It's not about being old school. It's about being smart. Print the pass. Keep it in your bag. Hope you never need it. But be real glad it's there if you do. Forgetting about terminal transfers. Here's where even experienced travelers slip up. Terminal transfers. Just because your flight leaves from JFK or LAX doesn't mean your gate is a short walk away. Some airports are huge. We're talking 15 to 20 minutes just to get from one terminal to another. And that's if the shuttle or tram is running on time. Worse, some terminals require re-clearing security, which people don't always realize. You land from one flight and suddenly you're back in line, Shoes off, laptop out, rushing like your life depends on it. Even within the same airport, switching terminals can be chaos, especially during construction or if you're unfamiliar with the layout. And not all airlines operate from the same areas every day. Gate changes can throw your whole timeline off. Pro tip, give yourself at least 2 hours between scheduled arrival and scheduled departure. This gives you plenty of time in case your inbound flight was delayed. If everything's on time, you can take your time getting to your next gate carefree. Check ahead. Use the airport's website or app to map it out. If there's a terminal change on a tight connection, you'll want to know before you land, because racing through 3 concourses in a new city with 10 minutes to spare, that's the kind of travel story no one wants to live through. Bringing items that trigger extra screening. You'd be shocked how many flights are missed because someone packed one thing that slowed them down at security. It's not just full-sized liquids. It's stuff like protein powder, baby formula, electronics that aren't separated, or even oddly shaped souvenirs. These can all trigger extra screening, which means your bags get pulled, unpacked, swabbed, and repacked while everyone else walks right through. Even harmless items like travel-sized tools, vape devices, or wrapped gifts can hold you up if they flag something unusual. I've seen people lose 20 minutes while TSA tried to figure out what a Bluetooth curling iron was. And here's where it gets worse. If your bag gets flagged and you're not standing right there to claim it, it can go into a secondary screening line. Now you're not just delayed, you're potentially missing boarding. So, how to avoid it? Stick to the basics. Follow the 3-1-1 liquids rule. Keep electronics accessible. And check your destination's banned item list before you pack. If you're unsure about something, put it in checked luggage or leave it at home. Security is not the place to roll the dice, not knowing your airline's check-in cutoff times. You could be at the airport, bags in hand, and still miss your flight because you didn't check in on time. Every airline has a cutoff. Some close check-in counters 45 minutes before departure, others an hour or more, especially for international flights. And if you show up even 1 minute after that window, doesn't matter if the plane's still on the tarmac, you're not getting on. It gets worse if you're checking a bag. Most airlines have a separate cutoff for that, usually earlier than boarding. So you could technically check in online, but still be denied if your bag doesn't make it to the conveyor in time. The worst part, they won't radio the gate and plead your case. Once check-in or bag drop is closed, it's closed. Full stop. So here's what to do. Check your airline's policy before the flight. Don't assume it's the same as the last time you flew. And aim to be past security, not just in the building, at least 45 minutes before boarding starts. That gives you room to breathe, adjust for any hiccups, and actually walk to your gate without breaking into a jaw. Because, yes, cutting it close feels efficient until it costs you the whole trip. Assuming the gate won't change last minute, you made it. Security, survived, coffee in hand, shoes back on, and you're finally at the gate. So you sit, relax, maybe scroll a bit, and don't notice that the gate number on the screen just changed. This happens all the time, especially when airports are juggling multiple delayed flights or tight turnarounds. Your flight might get moved to a different gate across the terminal, sometimes just minutes before boarding. And if you're not paying attention, you'll be sitting there when the plane takes off somewhere else. They'll usually make an announcement, but let's be honest, those speakers aren't exactly crisp. If you're wearing headphones or not tuned in, you'll miss it. And if you're waiting near the wrong gate, no one's coming to find you. Check the monitors, refresh the app. Gate changes can happen up to the last second, especially in busy airports or during bad weather. So stay alert even if you're early, because missing your flight while being inside the airport, that's the kind of story that hurts to tell. Missing a flight isn't just about running late. It's about missing the little things that stack up fast. Now you know what to avoid. And honestly, that puts you ahead of most travelers. So if you've ever had a close call or you learned something new, drop a comment below. What almost made you miss a flight? Or better yet, what saved you? Hit like if this helped, and subscribe for more no-fluff travel tips that keep your trip smooth, simple, and stress-free. Because once you know better, you'll fly better.